Chapter 41. With each sloppy paddle, the opaque water ripples softly, reflecting the peaceful moonlight. However, the endless sailing is far from calming, as the tremors grow heavier by the minute. What could be causing such chaos? Hotaru thought. So many questions are building in her mind, yet not an answer or clues lie near. Nothing does. When her friends were at her side, they would ponder together. Most of the time, nothing much came out of it except a "we will be fine" from Isamu. Fedir would say something along the same lines, yet somehow they always managed to argue amongst each other. At least in those times there was a laugh at the end, but with the past few weeks, things have changed. No longer was the journey full of joy and wonder. Instead, it's fear of the unknown. The shoreline comes into view, and she carefully opens the bag. She takes out one fading jenny and tears into it like a desperate animal would, quick to avoid lingering in a dangerous land. The taste is foul, like eating the crust of the earth. She winces, smacking her tongue against her lips. She wonders for a moment of how Aziza had no reaction to the taste. She stretches her arms out to wipe her mouth. She gasps, looking forward, finding nothing. When she lifts the heavy bag, it appears to be floating on its own, causing her to catch her breath at the uncanny feeling of existing and interacting with the world around her, like a children's story ghost. The raft slides up the dark sand of the shoreline, and she departs from it, hooking it to the shore with a makeshift spike Robin attached to the side of the flimsy planks. Though not firm, she has to hurry as the tremors violently shake the ground. She peeks up to where the wide, vast plains stretch out, far beyond the horizon, and there it stands, the answer to the chaos. A lion-like monster, tall as a castle, coated in dark green fur, stomps along the empty plains. It's a fearsome beast walking on 6 legs, large paws that crush any foliage remaining in its path, with a black mane and sharp silver teeth. Its torso belongs to a lion, with the top of its back supporting dark green dragon wings with thick purple webbing. A slender, scaly tail that hisses in the night with a snake's head at the end, belting around the air, cracking the air with a thunderous boom like a whip. But its huge size makes it appear to be moving slowly. The lion's face is oddly human as it peeks around, expressing a malicious smile, scanning its glowing yellow eyes like spotlights, revealing a shine of light to where it is looking. Several times it has passed by Hotaru. Now Robin's warning makes sense, she reflected, fearful of carrying the bag as she walked. Yet the monster of the plains doesn't seem to care as she leaves the raft behind, closely following his instructions. However, as she walks, something doesn't feel right, like something is watching her. Despite the large monster patrolling the field, hidden in the small shrubs are glimmers of blue and orange drops. She puffs, covering her mouth with haste as their teardrop appearance is recognizable. They are slimes, yet they are different. Slimes are known in Aliahan to be more of a nuisance than anything, usually pulling gaffs as they have innocent eyes, but a goofy smile. However, these slimes are afraid. Their body shivers, huddling together into a giant mass, their eyes weeping and mouths quivering with each stomp that approaches, looking at her as if to cry for help. Sadly, there is nothing she can do. Persisting upon the plains is foolish as is, with only the faith of a vegetable protecting her. Despite being different, she feels their pain, but she has to push forward, simply pressing on with hopes a simple prayer is enough to guide them. Each step forward, her title of hero stings with betrayal like an aching bruise. The creatures of Aliahan were never monsters. Zoma's creations were. Ahead, below the cloud of looming smoke, is a destroyed castle in the distance. a sight which has grown familiar. She marches ahead, avoiding to look at the direction of the beast. Then a small village appears, though it doesn't look any better, its surrounding air covered in a red hue, like walking into a nightmare. The houses are beat up and covered in dirt and volcanic ash, enveloped by an overwhelming smell of sulfur. She gets closer, and not many people roam, and the few that do are large people, covered fully in armor, dusting off the streets. She passes one who is unaware of her presence, peering into the opening of his rusty helmet. Underneath, he is sweating profusely because of the sweltering heat produced by the nearby volcano. His mouth and nose are covered by a thick mask, and his dead, soulless eyes, strangely, look straight into hers. "Can you step out of my way?" he asked, with a dead gruff. She flinches back, nearly screaming. "You can see me?" He doesn't answer, but simply points behind her. As she turns, a trail of footsteps in the ash, like snow, tail behind her. "It also doesn't help that I can smell the fading Jenny off your breath. I'm sorry. I was just curious." He shakes his head, resuming his work. "Where is everyone?" He answers, scraping the dirt off the stones. "Off in their homes. Anyone smart enough knows once we come out, then all facilities must be closed. That includes aimless wanderers. I was hoping to ask a couple of questions." "You came to the wrong guy. I'm an ash scraper, not a tour guide. If you want to play detective, visit the church and hope your prayers get answered." He pushes up the road, continuing his work. Soon the fading Jenny wears off and she panics. The tremors still remain and the monster still strolls around in a methodic pattern as if being commanded. The village is small, so the church isn't hard to find, as it has a broken cross atop its large doorway. She shoves through in a hurry, hoping for safety behind its walls, though the men outside don't seem to care of whatever outcome arrives. The walls are decorated with candles which dimly light the room. Only a few people sit at the stained, broken pews, praying up to the decrepit, headless goddess statue. She steps forward. Her footsteps echo in the hollow halls. What was once a place of peace felt uncanny. The dim lights casted black, creepy shadows across the room. The smell was a combination of wax and ash. Even the priest who stood at the podium looked lifeless, hanging up like a pinned corpse. His eyes scroll through her, and she freezes. His eyes are dead and covered in gunk. His lips are dried and cracked. His priest's coat, which Fedir kept in pristine condition to honor the goddess, was covered in soot. The silence of the empty halls broke as his monotone voice echoed. "I haven't seen you in town before. Either you are a wanderer of the plains, or have lost all hope, and prey upon the goddess as a last resort. No matter the choice or reason, it's too late." Makes sense why Robin chose the answer he did. Everyone has lost hope. She stands tall, drawing forth the bravery she once had, remembering why she continues to fight. "I'm looking for 3 other people. We came from the land above." The soft mumbles of the people come to a silence, their eyes focused on her. A small glimmer of hope rests in them. "You understand that lying is a sin," he replied, unmoved by her words. "I'm not lying. We defeated Baramos and our next target is Zoma." A haunting gasp escapes the audience. He whips his hands across his face. "Are you mad? Do not speak of such actions. Zoma will have us killed if we transpire with such heinous speech. You don't need to join. All I seek are my friends and the 2 other relics, the Staff of Rain and the Sacred Amulet." She reaches into her pocket, extracting the sunstone, revealing its warm and gentle light in the church. Murmurs flood the room. The melting pot of people stir with emotion. "By the goddess, how did you claim such a relic? It was said to be lost in the land." His voice trails off. He wipes his face and lowers his eyes. It seems I have judged you too harshly. Forgive my impudence. She pockets the sunstone, its warmth radiating her body. You seek the other 2 relics. However, I'm afraid this staff of rain I am unaware of. The sacred amulet, however, is in resemblance to her heart, said to be held close to her bosom. Likely, the relic resides in the place closest to her bountiful love. The sacred amulet wasn't the only item of her belongings, for she had 2 more. The Sword of Kings and the Hero's Shield. Adorning all 3 sacred relics, she flew off into the dark world on the white phoenix Ramia to bring light to the world above. Once her mission had succeeded, she ascended to godhood. For centuries, her relics were nowhere to be found. He finishes his story with a fiery passion in his eyes. No longer was the walking dead of a priest standing before her, but a man truly devoted to his belief. Such joy in his voice is similar to how Fedir would speak such high praises of her and her accomplishments. It's hard not to smile at his joy, though most of his words fly over her head. However, that is only how the scriptures end. The Sword of Kings and the Hero's Shield I know to be real. Tantagel Castle once held them in days of old. As for the amulet, perhaps Galen may know of its existence. Who's Galen? He is an astute man, passionate about relics of the world. They say in times of peace, he wandered the land gathering all sorts of treasures to his home. Unfortunately, it's been a fair while since he has come into town. Do you know where he is? He's a bit of a hermit, living alone in the mountains, northwest of the plains. Finally, things were looking up. You have been a great help, but I must hurry. I have people who are waiting for my return. Hold a moment, he said, reaching beneath the podium to withdraw a steel sword. It has heavy stains and looks ready to break at any instant. Take this sword with you. Weapons are hard to come by in this era. You should remain hidden at all times when on Zoma's plains, but you can use this as a last line of defense. She takes the sword, holding close to her eyes, seeing the murky reflection of her dirty face before sheathing it into her scabbard. An ominous bell tolls in the distance. The people of the church hush amongst themselves, their eyes filled with dread. The tremors grow heavy. What's going on? Hotaru spat, peeking to the door of the church, waiting for something to barge in. The priest takes a deep breath. It's the Franticor. Zoma must be aware of the actions that took place. You must escape the town now. You are our only hope. The tremors continue to grow. A loud hiss erupts their ears. A bellowing growl shakes their core. Unstable candles fall to the ground, diminishing its weak flames with each shaking step, leaving them in the darkness. I know it isn't much, he said, forcing a smile, but I also want to thank you. I'm afraid many people have lost faith in our world, but you have shown me a new light. May your path forward be a victorious one. Now hurry.